The email writer says this: I have friends who are participating Muslims and are passionate that through the path they are pursuing, they'll find God, peace and harmony. They say, which surrounds all those who believe in Allah. As I bring up the issue of terrorism and killing Christians and non-believers by Muslims around the world, they respond that those actions do not represent true Islam, that it's an attack against true Islam, that they're really peaceful brothers and sisters who are not violent, not into killing. How would you respond to that question?
Good question. I think that's a question that an awful lot of people are asking, because most people who are watching, in fact, they're watching this program, have either met a Muslim or know somebody who knows a Muslim, and they're finding the same reaction from Muslims living here in the United States. Most Muslims you come across will say that Islam is a religion of peace. They will say that the Qur'an, this book, is a book of peace, and they'll say that the Prophet Muhammad is a man of peace. Those are the three things they all are taught to say. Those are the things they have to say if they're going to live in America. They have to. No other choice. Now, here's the way to answer this. Here's the way to answer them. If they say, if I come up to you and I say, and I'm going to be the Muslim now, and I say, listen, I believe that Israel has a right to exist. We Muslims do have a belief in that. We believe that democracy is perfectly okay. We have no difficulty with you as a Christian, you your religion, me my religion. We both believe in peace. We share the same God. We even share the same prophetic line. We also share the same Jesus. These are things that I will say as a Muslim. How are you going to respond to that? The only way you can respond to that is to accept it. But there's a better way to answer that. And that is to just open the Quran and say, prove it. Show me in the Quran. Show me one peaceful verse in the Quran. Start that way.
Wow.
See, for every Muslim, whether they are radical or nominal or liberal, they all have to come back to this book. Now, my radical friends, they're the ones I work with over here, they love this book and they read it. And they also interpret it, and they exegete it, and they assimilate it, and they follow it. The nominal Muslims, the ones that, the tendency, the ones that you meet here in the United States, have not read this book. And so they will hear whatever their imam tells them. And many of the imams now living here in the Los Angeles area in the United States know that they dare not let people read this book, because if they read the book, they will get the true answer. They'll find that in fact, there are no real peaceful verses for people like me or like you.
That's interesting, because I'll have a Muslim ask me, have you read the Quran? And you're saying that many Muslims don't read it themselves.
No, for one very good reason. Well, we read the Bible, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
I hope you read the Bible.
I sure do.
I hope you do on Sunday mornings.
I sure do.
God bless you.
Every day in between.
And your church demands that you read the Bible.
Absolutely.
Open its scriptures.
Verse by
and
verse.
Take what the author is saying and then apply it to the people out there.
Yep.
So we are used to that. And you have Bible studies, and everybody is taught to read the Bible because it makes sense.
Sure.
From Genesis all the way to Revelation,
Yeah.
there's not too much here that's a mystery.
Yeah.
You try that with the Quran.
Really?
Try and see, in English, I'm not saying in Arabic, even in English, see if you can get all the way through it and find a complete story.
Wow.
You'll only find one. There is only one complete story in the Quran, and that's the story of Joseph in Surah 12. Stories don't begin, stories don't end. There's no transitional phrase to go from story to story. It's confusing. Listen, 20% of the Quran, even the Muslim scholars don't understand.
Is that right?
So you don't read the Quran to understand it. You don't have Quranic studies like we have Bible studies. So what do you do with the Quran? What's its purpose? For Muslims, there's only one purpose, and that is to memorize it. You memorize it,
Yes.
verse after verse after verse, but you always memorize the Arabic. 85% of Muslims don't speak Arabic.
That's right.
So all your Muslim neighbors here that you're talking to, if they said, I have read the Quran, what they're saying is, I have memorized parts of the Quran. And they will start memorizing when they're about 3 years of age, and as they grow up, they memorize more and more. Ask them if they understand anything they've memorized.
Interesting.
I have a fellow back in London, he's memorized the entire Quran. He's known as a Hafiz, that's what we call them when they memorize the entire Quran. I sometimes, just to find out how good he is, I say, Surah 2, I 145, tell me what it says. And he stops and thinks, word for word, perfect.
Wow.
And I say, what have you just said? He says, I have no idea.
Oh my.
Here he spent his, I don't know,
Right.
20 years memorizing the entire Quran, and he doesn't hardly understand a word of it. So why do they do it?
Yes.
The Quran is not a book to be understood. The Quran is a book to get salvation. You get barakah. Barakah means you get blessings. And when every Muslim is born, an angel is placed on this shoulder, which records the good deeds. Another angel is placed on this shoulder, which records the bad deeds. So by memorizing the Quran, you're getting barakah. Barakah, 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 barakah.
Racking
And the
up
whole
some
purpose,
points.
there it is. It's credits and debits.
It's works,
It's
human
all
works.
exactly like every other religion made
That's right.
by man.
That's right. Excellent.